Let's get into it. And if you have a girlfriend that needs to be on a live, go ahead and let her know she needs to be on the live. Okay. All right. So what are we talking about? Okay. I have quite a few things to talk about, but the first thing that comes to mind, all right, and hello to everyone joining us here, okay, is you already know what he is. Amen. So why are you still here? Why are you still there? You already know what he is. So why are you still there? So during the summer, I have spoken to quite a few women regarding their relationship status. And they'll be like, oh, well, Coach Cass, I'm single. But after a little bit more conversation, I often uncover that they have somebody lurking in the depths of their life, that they know this relationship isn't going anywhere, yet he's still here. Are you guilty? Are you guilty? Come on in the room, right? So, number one, you're not confused. Okay. You're not confused. Staying is not a clarity problem. You are clear. hmm You're very clear. You're not confused. You're protected, right? So you're protecting yourself from feeling lonely, right? It's a protection pattern, right? So I want you to literally start to think about every time you said, well, I don't know what this is, but you actually did. Have you ever been guilty of staying too long because you just didn't want to restart? Hmm? Have you ever been guilty of saying that you want a great relationship, yet you continue to entertain people that you have no business entertaining? Hmm? Talk to me. Is it the truth or is it the truth? Right? I want you to start thinking about all the relationships you've been in or all of the situationships you've been in and start to realize that it's your fault. You stayed, you're there. And why are you there? So, here are some of the things that I've seen of why women stay in bad situations or situationships or relationships they know they shouldn't be in. I'm not talking about married folk. I'm talking about people who are dating, right? So they really have no ties other than the fact that they're choosing to stay. And I've found that a part of it is self worth. Yes, I know you could tell me all day, Coach Cass, I'm a queen. I deserve the best. I'm so confident. But what I've found is that the confidence when it comes to love ain't the same. Am I telling the truth or am I telling the truth? Right? It's just not the same. You literally continue to choose the same man with a different face. You're not confused. You're protecting yourself from what? What have you been protecting yourself from? So for me, I know for a fact, if you don't know me, hey, I'm Coach Cass. Um, one of the things that I've been guilty of, tell me if you've ever been guilty of this. And if you're just tuning in and you're registered for Wanted Woman Live, go ahead and drop your questions in the chat. And if you don't have the Wanted Woman Live link, wantedwomanlive.com, and you could use the code July 4th to get $150 off. Okay. So all my Wanted Woman Live registrants, you can ask questions during these Q&A sessions, right? So that's a special for you. So let me continue, right? So if you don't know who I am, I'm Coach Cass, right? So I've been featured in Essence, Woman's Day, Fast Company, all that good stuff. I am the author of the Amazon best-selling book, Wanted Woman, The Busy Woman's Guide to Attracting and Choosing a Love That Lasts. Yes, you can get it on Amazon. And literally, I have found too often that women stay in situationships for multiple reasons. But let me tell you why I stayed in mine. Okay, so this is not the pot calling the kettle black. Like, look, sis, I've been there, I've done that. Now I was married to a wonderful man, and I want you to be too. And I know for some of you, hey, Karen, I know for some of you, you're absolutely frightened and terrified of being in a marriage again or being in a marriage period because you've been so stuck in your ways for the last 40, 50, 60, 70 years, right? But we're not getting into that just yet, right? So I was dating a guy that I thought was the one, and he turned out to be married. And I stayed in that relationship um, too long, right? So even before I found out he was married, I left after that. But I stayed in that relationship too long. Why? He started paying some of my bills, right? I didn't need a roommate. We traveled together. He drove a nice car. He would play a song that would make my everything turn, right? Like literally, he had the script and knew what buttons to push. But in my heart of hearts, I knew that this relationship wasn't going anywhere. I knew that this wasn't going to be my husband, but yet I stayed because it was fun, because it was comfortable, because I didn't have to think about it, because he knew me. Anybody here ever did that before? Stayed in a relationship way too long because of any of those reasons? And Karen, you're registered for Wanted Woman Live, so you could go ahead and ask any dating or relationship questions, right? Um, Congrats to anybody who is just joining us. Hey, y'all. So, we're talking dating and relationship questions for all my registrants for Wanted Woman Live. This is a bonus for you where you can ask any question around dating and relationships. Nothing's off limits. Okay. So, if you haven't gotten your ticket yet, go to wantedwomanlive.com. Our July 4th code expires tomorrow. Okay. All right. So, what was I talking about? Okay. So for number one, so what we were talking about is why do women stay past the expiration date of a situationship, right? You already know what he is. So why are you still there? So one, what I was saying is that you're not confused. Okay. You are not confused. You're protected. Say it with me. I'm protected. I'm protecting myself. And so for me, I was protecting myself from having nothing to do, being bored. My phone didn't ring that often. So, it made it exciting, the spontaneity, the late nights, the secret whatever. You know what I mean? Like all of it was exciting. So it was filling a need. What I need from you is understanding. Listen, they call me jukebox. I love music. I want y'all to understand that this doesn't serve you. And I don't care what age you are. I was speaking to a woman the other day. She's 71. And she said, Coach Cass, this man is like a mix between Billy D and somebody else. Just think of somebody from that time. That's just fine. And I don't want to let him go. She didn't want to let him go, y'all. She knew that this man wasn't there for anything but something physical. And even though she wanted more, she kept him because she didn't believe she could have more. She didn't believe she could find someone else that fine to like her. She was enjoying the time together, right? So this is self protection, but it still does not serve you. What's up, Shonda? What's up, Razzie Raz? Welcome, y'all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to all the ladies just tuning in. Where y'all tuning in from? This is our dating and relationship Q&A, a bonus from Wanted Woman Live. So once you register for Wanted Woman Live, you can actually ask a question here to me live, right? So go to wantedwomanlive.com and put in the code July 4th. We have extended the code until tomorrow. So what is Wanted Woman Live? It's a 2.5 day retreat by the beach in sunny Fort Lauderdale. It's just a really good time. You get poured into. We have our experts from our Real Love Network that come together in person to pour into you. We talk about love, dating, how to get the relationship that you've always wanted. So whether you're single, dating, in a relationship, or married, you get something good, right? We dance, we cry, we connect. And even if you're coming by yourself, listen, even the introverts have a good time. And if you're like, who all gonna be there? I'm going to be there. So, yes, you can still talk to me. This is not one of those things where I am unreachable and you feel all alone. Like you could totally get plugged in. And we ended out with a beautiful beach release. On Thursday, you fly in. And then on Sunday, you fly out after one, right? So it's Friday, Saturday, and early morning Sunday. Okay. What's up? What's up, Ursula? Okay. I love it. Come on, Columbia, South Carolina. Come on, Newport News, Virginia. I'm here for it. All right. So number two. So you already know what he is. So why are you still here? So we already did number one. So number two, I don't trust myself is the real thing under there. Right? Right? So self trust is the quiet crack everything falls through. So what does that mean, Coach Cass? Uh, you don't doubt what you saw, but you doubt you'll survive acting on it. Right? So you don't trust yourself. You're like, you know what, Coach Cass, I'm not really good at picking men. So I'm just gonna hold on to this man because this is good enough for now, right? Good enough for now. And I'll see if something else comes along, but you literally don't trust your gut instinct. You don't trust your choosing. So you're like, this will do, right? So have you ever been guilty of choosing the wrong man? Go ahead and drop guilty in the chat. Karen said, yes, Once a Woman Live is not to be missed. You'll always leave with a breakthrough. Oh, I'm here for it, right? So wantedwomanlive.com. And the code is July 4th, right? So Wanted Woman Live. And anybody who's joined us already and you're already registered for Wanted Woman Live, go ahead and ask any dating or relationship questions. In the meantime, I'll continue. Okay. So guilty. All right. Shonda said guilty. Thank you for being real, Shonda. I appreciate you, girl. Right. So when we start to look at our desires and our wants, what I know in my heart of hearts is there's a secret fear of dying alone and wondering if love will ever reach you and will that person ever really be there? And the decisions you make out of that place is not serving you, right? Here, Once a Woman, women achieving new triumphs every day. We believe, sis, that like you are allowed to have uninterrupted joy. You are allowed to smile without ceasing. You are allowed to not be too much and just be just enough, just like Goldilocks, right? Just right. You're allowed to be not too hot, not too cold, but just right for the person and the man that is praying for you. But what happens is we settle on what comes along. Have you ever settled on what comes along before? Mm, girl, girl, it's been rough, ain't it? It's been real rough. Yes. Yes, I could do that, Karen. I got you. All right. So, Karen, who's coming to Once a Woman Live, just asked the question. So, I'm going to pause on what I've been talking about and we're going to go over to her question. Right. So, all right. So, can you give some tips on how to maneuver a long distance relationship? Ooh, wee. He's in Ohio. I'm in South Carolina. Okay, so one is you have to get in person. But before you get in person, I definitely believe in great conversations, right? So your great conversations from maybe the app that you met on to text to phone to FaceTime to date in person. I do not believe in you waiting a month to meet someone that you're feeling. So if you have had great conversations on the phone, you have met up on FaceTime and you're like, I like this person's face and what they got to say, and I'm feeling it, you have to, excuse me, you have to get in person. And if you're like, well, Coach Cass, I don't know how that is gonna work exactly in terms of getting in person. Somebody has to spend some money. Okay. Let's be clear, dating long distance is not for the broke. Okay. And when I say not for the broke, I'm going to say not for the broke man because he's going to have to come to you. You're not going to Ohio. You're not. And not. Okay. You are not going to Ohio. He's going to come to South Carolina, down the block from where you live. He don't need to know it's down the block from where you live. He don't need to know where you live. Okay. He needs to make his way, drive, fly, bicycle, bus, however he need to get there. And he needs to take you out on a date. He needs to Google where to go and what y'all gonna do. and what this is going to be. And if he has a problem with any of that, it's time to say goodbye. Because what happens too often is that women fall in love with the idea of being in a relationship, the idea of being cared for, the idea of having a man in their corner. And a lot of times, all it is you just need male friends, right? We are starving for male companionship. So then we turn people who should just be a pen pal or a friend into our situationship friends with benefits, our man, and it becomes a problem. Like, no, girl, slow your roll, right? So if it has been 2 to 3 weeks, it's time to say, I would love to see you in South Carolina, right? Let's be very clear. I would love to see you in South Carolina. Not, I'd love to see you. Because I'm not, what I'm not going to do is get flued out. Flued out means that you have stopped your entire calendar to meet with this person. No, 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 no. You going to make your way and we going to go on a date. And then I will decide if, we want to do marathon dating for a weekend and all that. But the first date is not a guaranteed second date. Amen. So I want y'all to start to think about, Karen, right? Do you really like this person? From the conversations, from the connections, from his cadence, right? Conversations, connections, and cadence. Ooh, write that down. That sounds good, right? Alliteration out here, right? So from the conversations, what's up, Hakima? Come on. Hakima's coming to Wanted Woman Live. So go ahead and drop your questions. All registrants for Wanted Woman Live, you're able to ask questions here, dating and relationship questions. Nothing's off limits, girl. All right. So, and if you want to join us for Wanted Woman Live, a beautiful beach retreat, October 2nd through the 4th, go to wantedwomanlive.com and comment July 4th, the code to get $150 off. Okay. All right. So conversations, connections, and cadence. I love that. Oh, Hakima said, can't wait. And cadence. Okay, and cadence. All right, I like that. So that's what you want to look at: conversations, connections, and cadence. So you want to look at that with this long distance relationship. Is this man truly trying? Man, these I don't know about these glasses. Is my face crooked, y'all? I'm tripping. I just got them yesterday, so I'm like, is it straight? Okay. So you want to look at, are the conversations leading where you want them to go? Or is he just talking about your thighs, your legs, your pics, your kiss, your lips, your this? You know what I mean? Like, I love a chemistry, but if you can't talk to more than connecting with me physically, like, this is not going to work out. Because how many of us know sometimes we just don't feel like it? Sometimes y'all got an attitude. Sometimes your hormones, perimenopause, menopause, afterpause, andropause, all the pauses are pausing, right? How many? How many of them, right? How many of us know there's health issues out here, right? Whether it be your own health issues, stuff just not working right, to family issues. Like, there's just sometimes where you just don't feel like it. So you need a connection that is stronger than chemistry. You understand me? You actually have to like talking to this person. My pastor once told me, never get a man for something you can hire for. I'll let you extrapolate that, right? You can hire for just about everything. hmm You can hire for just about everything. You can hire for just about everything, but real connection, the conversation. Really and truly, do you actually like talking to this person, spending time with this person, kicking it and just connecting with this person? These are the things you want to ask, right? Then the cadence. Is this man checking for you, right? Is he checking for you? If he ain't checking for you, never mind, right? So if you hear from him once a week, sis, just never mind. Never mind. Now, my question is, are you dead as a doornail? Is it boring to talk to you? Do you have nothing to talk about, right? I need you to get your conversation game together, right? So we do have conversation cards that we sell, right? Called the Love Deck, 60 questions to ask before choosing the one. But it's just like you gotta do better. hmm And so if all you're doing is taking care of your ailing parents or somebody's children, your nieces and nephews, the puppy, like, I need you. or and work, like I need you to do something a little bit more exciting. Like join us for Wanted Woman Live. That's something exciting that you could talk about when you come back, right? So I need you to start doing things on an ongoing basis that are just fun. So we hosted Wanted Woman Day in DC this past Saturday, which was pretty cool. So we went to brunch in the morning. Ladies joined us from we were in Maryland. So ladies joined us from DC, from Virginia, from New York, from New Jersey. It was just cool, right? So that was our Northeast meetup, right? And then we went to a concert in the evening. I would say the concert is not my speed, right? So I might be excommunicating all R&B concerts because I saw so many butt cheeks, y'all. I was just like, isn't the main population that loves these artists women? Why am I staring at women and their butt cheeks? Like I just was not okay. There was stripper poles. I was just like, this is too much. I gotta do better research. So I'm gonna go to the Anthony Evans concert in 2 weeks down here in South Florida to like cleanse my spirit. Like it was just too much for me. Anyway, back on task. What am I talking about? Okay, hallelujah, Jesus. So you want to look at the conversations, the connections, and the cadence, right? The conversations, the connections. Exactly, Ursula. Wasn't it? It was just so many butts. It was just too much for me. I don't know. Jill Scott has gotten pretty raunchy too. I don't know. The last time I saw her was at in Miami Gardens. I didn't know what she was talking about. I was just like, this a lot. I don't know. I'm clutching all my pearls. I don't know. I'm not prudish, but some of it it's just a little bit too much for me. You know that triple X. I could do rated R, PG, was it NC-17, but the triple X is a little bit too much for my blood. No. Oh, you speak multiple times a day. I'm here for it. And you're not tired of him. That's beautiful. Right. So that's good. Right. So for my long distance folks, conversations, connections, and cadence. And you have to get in person. And he has to come see you. Period. No, you're not meeting halfway. Right. No. He need to come see you. Okay. Now, if you're in a full relationship, yes, you start to acquiesce and do things for each other and all that. But if y'all are just in the beginning of dating, girl, no. Come on down, just like Price is Right. Come on down. Okay. All right. So, for my ladies who are registered for Wanted Woman Live, this is a bonus for you Q&A session for you to ask any question that comes to mind when it comes to dating and relationships. Okay, dating and relationships. So go ahead and drop in the chat right now your dating and relationship questions. It doesn't matter if you're single, engaged, or married. If you haven't registered yet for Wanted Woman Live, I'm going to tell you right now. Go to wantedwomanlive.com and use the code July 4th before it expires. Now, if you are already registered and there's some girlfriends you know that should be coming, go ahead and let her know she needs to come on down. Okay? She needs to come on. All right. Very good. Very good. Very well. All right. So what was I talking about while y'all come up with your questions? Here we go. Why you still there, right? When you already know what this is and he's not it, right? Why are you still here? So number 3 is you like you keep mulling over the decision, right? You go over it 100 times. I'm leaving, then you're back. I'm leaving, then you're here. I'm leaving. Oh, he's so fine, right? I need you to decide once and stick to it. A wanted woman makes a decision, then sticks to her decision, right? So listen, when you leave them, you leave them. Okay. One rule, one line in the sand. When he does X, I do Y. No exceptions, right? We go back and forth too much. Back, forth and forth. Beam, ba-ding, ba-ding, beam, beam, beam. Ursula says, I'm registered, air tickets bought, room reserved, and come with my daughter. I can't wait. I love that, right? I love that. We've had a couple of mother-daughter crews come through, and moms, we start to feel guilty, right? Because it's just like, look, I didn't know, right? So I couldn't teach you because I didn't know, right? And for the daughters, they're like, "Ma, what's up? Why didn't you tell me?" So it's beautiful to be able to come with your grown daughter, right? So over 21, right, y'all? Well, because we get into all type of stuff at this at this conference. So with your grown daughters, right? Um, to be able to delve into what love should look like, right? I was on a training last night that was talking about making marriage last because for my clients, it's not just getting to the wedding, right? It's not just getting to the first date, it's really getting to an amazing marriage and dispelling the myths of what you think that should be. Because what I know is when you get good and grown, over 50, over 60, right? You start wondering, do I really need to get married? I'm good. I got my stuff and my name. I don't really want to share, last time when I got divorced or never time. It becomes real stressful just thinking about combining households. You're like, but I don't want to move my purple chair as I look at my purple chair, right? Sometimes you need your own office, right? My whole office looks like color exploded. The rest of my house is real black and white. That's my husband. I still think it's classy, but for me, it's just like the color is necessary. Oh, y'all can't see my mirror from Morocco I just got, right? So literally always looking for bursts of color. You want your own space. I get it. You're like, I don't know if I want to share a space with a man. I don't know if I want to care about another person. We get real selfish after a time. It's just like, oh gosh, how am I going to do this? Right? And I'm going to tell you it can happen. It can happen. For some of you, you just have to allow love in. You just have to be able to look at your life and say, yes, I had a great life before, but with the right man, it could be even better. Even better. I want you to have the kind of love that gets you excited to wake up in the morning, the kind of love that actually makes you want to cook, the kind of love that you get to travel the world on these beautiful vacations, right? I want you to have that kind of love. All right. So, questions. Any dating and relationship questions? Ursula said, my daughter's 30. I love it. Right. So, we have women who are scared of dating, in a relationship, engaged, married that come to Wanted Woman Live. So, what happens before? So, before, think about it. If you've ever been frustrated with your love life, if you ever wondered what could love look like, if you've ever said to yourself, I've never been taught how to be great in relationship, you should come to this event. You learn here from men and women. We have a men's panel that you get to ask every question to from the male perspective, from vetted men who have good insight, not just men trying to get with you. Hello. That's also a thing. We teach you how to communicate, because how many of y'all have ever been called intimidating? How many of y'all have ever been told that you're too much? How many of y'all have ever been told you're too busy? How many of y'all have been told, can you just go sit down somewhere? Have you ever been told, right? Like, how do you navigate men and their emotions and your emotions? How do you become the wanted woman that you are supposed to be? I believe that you were born wanted, woman achieving new triumphs every day, right? So, literally, you got what it takes. But now it's the dance of how do you do that with someone else and actually care? Because I know for a fact some of y'all just don't care, right? Like, golly, Coach Cass, like this man, can I can I just trade him out because he complained about this? But when you start to look at it, is this complaint something that happens often? Hmm. Has this been a complaint over several relationships? Has this been a complaint even in your platonic relationships? It's a deep dive into how you're showing up in your love life, in your relationships, and how you do love. What's up, Candy? Right? I love it. I love it. So, we are answering wonderful dating and relationship questions from our registrants for Wanted Woman Live. So, if you haven't registered yet, go ahead and go to wantedwomanlive.com, and then you could enter the code July 4th. I see some questions coming in. If you are, if your screen name does not have your name in it and you are registered for Wanted Woman Live, just put your name there so we can fact check. Okay. All right. So at my age, most men have been married before. What should we look for besides how he talks about them if he's been married 2 times before? Oof. All right. So, just statistically, and this is not a knock because I know some of you on here have been married multiple times. I do not want to deter you from getting married again, but I do want you to know that there has to be a special process that you have to go through in order for this second or third or fourth marriage to go correctly, because it's very easy to fall into your pattern of your past marriages. And remember, those did not work out. So if he has been married 2 times or more before, what you want to look for is what has he done to process those marriages? I need to hear the word therapy. Talking to your boys is not enough. So does he do therapy? Is he open to therapy? Can he make the appointment for therapy? Right? Like if therapy isn't a part of his repertoire and he's anti-therapy, this ain't going to work. This ain't that. This ain't that, because you just saying, oh, it didn't work because of whatever, it's just not enough to be able to make your marriage work. Is he willing to go to workshops to make his marriage and his relationships work going forward? Right? Is he willing to watch the YouTube video that you sent him, read the book with you that you said let's read together? Right? There's a man named John Gottman, right? He, I think it's like 7 principles to making marriage work, something like that. It's a green and white book, right? So I love John Gottman. So John Gottman is someone that I've studied under, and he has studied specific couples, 140 couples over the span of like 40 years. And he took them into a lab. And this lab is really just an apartment over a weekend. And he hooked them up to check their blood pressure, their pulse rate. And during that weekend, it was just like, bring up something, a point of contention for you all. And what he found is for most couples, they have perpetual problems. There's some problems that you are going to have as a couple, right? So for me, it's like the shoes by the door. It's a problem, right? It's a problem. We're not going to minimize the problems. The shoes by the door is always going to be a thing in my household. So it's for me to understand, am I going to let this bother me? Am I going to pick up the shoes, or am I going to let the shoes be there and not let it bother me anymore? Right? So literally, you have to start to understand what are your perpetual problems and how you react to them. So for this man, can he identify what went wrong in that relationship? What was his part? And what will he do differently? And then we're going to look at those 3 C's that I talked about: the conversations, the connections, and the cadence, to say, okay, he's actually interested. There's follow up there. There's a real connection, and his cadence is correct. So, one of the things that most relationships need to survive and to thrive is that this person is there for you. Are they there for you? Are they in your corner? Do you actually feel supported? Because if you don't, and he's just fine and y'all have a good time, sis, no, this isn't it. So there's multiple things to look at, right? But if they've been married before, yes, how they talk about their spouse. 2, how do they talk about themselves in their last relationship? 3, what are they working on to make sure that they have a long lasting relationship going forward? 4, how do they show up for you? 5, do they talk about a future and a hope? Do they actually want to be married again? Do they want a long term relationship again? Or are they just having fun and looking for friends because they're over it? And the last relationship, the divorce, bled them dry. They have no more money, right? The money is gone, it's done, right? So you want to look at all of that. I hope that was helpful for you. All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, y'all. This is a impromptu lunch with Coach Cass. Are y'all enjoying this? I might do this again, right? So, specifically, who can ask questions are ladies who are registered for Wanted Woman Live. This is our event that's happening October 2nd through the 4th in Hollywood, Florida, right? So, you fly into FLL. We do have a host hotel, which is beautiful, right? So, wantedwomanlive.com, and you're going to use the code July 4th, right? July 4th to be able to get your ticket. All right. So, do you have any other questions? Oh, you loving it, Shonda? Hey, thanks, girl. Listen, you should come on down to South Florida and hang out with us. Okay. We have a really good time, right? Let them know in the chat, ladies. Let them know in the chat. Okay. Who else got a question? Who else got a question? All right. So for some of you, you've been chasing the chemistry but missing the partnership, right? Chasing the chemistry but missing the partnership. Has that ever happened to you? Drop hashtag guilty in the chat, right? You're here, you dating someone, he's so fine, so sexy. Ooh, wee, girl. He know how to say the right words, the right touch, the right song, but that's it, right? He's not there when you want him and he's not on time, right? That's Jesus, right? But outside of that, right? So, number one, chemistry is information, but not the verdict. I want you to be attracted to the man that you're seeking to date, getting to know, in a relationship with, married to, right? I want you to be, I want you to have a zhuzh. I want there to be the fire and desire, right? Right. The electric pull tells you something is happening, but it doesn't tell you what. Half the time, the intensity is anxiety wearing a nice outfit, right? If it feels like a roller coaster, I want you to think about this. If it feels like a roller coaster, I want you to ask yourself, who told you love is supposed to feel like fear? Who told you love is supposed to feel like fear? If your love life feels like a roller coaster, no. Let me tell you about my love life, right? I've been married coming up on 11 years now. 11 years. Can we say 11? We coming up on 11. Somebody told me it's actually 12. I think I did bad math because if we got married October of 2014 and then this is now coming up on October of 2026, that would make it 12 years. So I've been saying the wrong thing. So maybe I'm coming up on 12 years. Anyway, my math is bad. I like the man still, right? I'm still feeling him, right? Feeling him. Um I'm feeling him. What was I talking about, y'all? Okay, my relationship. It does not feel like an emotional roller coaster. I am secure. Oh, it's 12. I've been saying 11 for the last year and it's 12. I feel like my grandma. My grandma 91 and she says she 90, right? Just be messing up years. She's like, "No, I'm 90." I'm like, "Okay, grandma." So it's 12. I'm coming up on 12 years. Oh, that's funny. I got to tell my husband. We've been married almost 12 years. Ha! Mhm. Oh, that's funny. Anyway, so we did our 10-year anniversary in our 11th year. Okay, this is another that's another call. This is another live stream. Okay, so what we talking about? What we talking about? Glory. Okay, it should feel like a steady ride in your favorite car, on your favorite road, looking at your favorite beach. You know what I'm saying? Like a steady ride with your favorite snacks in the console and your favorite drink, non-alcoholic because y'all driving. Right? So literally, like just it should just feel good. And I know, listen, my husband get on my nerves all the time, but I am not in fear that he is going to leave me, talk bad about me, hurt me, insult me, unless he out here doing his jabs because he got raised with other boys and that's what they do. We still working on that. But it's just like, you should not have ups and downs that feel extreme. And for some of you, it's because of you, right? Let me call out the women, right? Let me call out the women. For some of you, it's your fault, right? You set this cadence. You call it passion, you call it fire, but it's really chaos that you're inserting into your relationship. So I want you to really get grounded in feeling secure. When do you feel the most secure? And I want you to get clear about that feeling. And that's how you should feel in your relationship. You understand me? You understand? Say amen in the chat if you get what I'm saying, right? So what we're talking about chasing the chemistry, missing the partnership. Okay, so number 2, the good one feels boring because your nervous system doesn't recognize calm. Girl, I remember I was coaching a woman. I'm gonna say she's about 48, 49, right? And when she'd been married before, she has a grown daughter. And when we really started talking about the peace you're supposed to feel, last year our theme ended up being choosing peace. This year is going to be uninterrupted joy, right? So when we talk about choosing peace in your relationship, she started to say, you know what, Coach Cass, I feel anxiety because I teach my women of how to feel their emotions in their body. You can't see it now, but I have the feelings wheel behind me. We haven't been taught very well from children to adulthood how to say anything past mad, sad, aggravated, happy, right? That's pretty much it in terms of the emotions that we know. So I want us to get clear about the emotions that we can have and how it feels in our body. So this is a part of somatics. I'm also trained and trauma informed in somatics and how this feels in your body, right? And so we got to get clear. So what she got clear about is that when she started to feel about being in a peaceful, calm relationship, sis got anxiety. She's like, I'm starting to feel anxious, Coach Cass. Like this, I don't even know what this is. I have never felt this. So I'm anxious just thinking about it because I don't believe it. For some of you, you don't believe it's possible because of all of the chaos you've experienced in your lives. Maybe your father went missing. Maybe your mother went missing. Mommy, daddies, and mommy issues and daddy issues are equal in my line of work, right? Like they jacked us all up, right? The ex, the nobody choosing, the feeling alone, the molestation, the sexual abuse, the trauma, right? Y'all have been through something. You have been through something that is holding you back from the love you've always desired. But instead of facing it, you brush it under the rug and you get your hair done. You brush it under the rug and you spend money on concerts. You brush it on the rug, you get your nails done. You brush it on the rug, you get the new outfit with the purse to look cute, name brand. But what do you do to invest in your relationship skills? What do you do to invest in your love life? What do you do to make sure that you have relationships that bring you joy, uninterrupted joy? I took 20 women to Morocco a month ago. We got back a total of 1 month ago. Oh my gosh, how exciting! I should send them an email, right? So we got back a month ago. And the theme from that trip ended up being uninterrupted joy. Can you imagine being on a trip with 20 women and it just be all good vibes? Come on, y'all. Listen to me. It is possible. And we are here to teach and help you experience what you have felt has been impossible to be possible. First step for you to come to Wanted Woman Live, right? So come on down, wantedwomanlive.com, right? And use the code July 4th to get your ticket, right? That's a coupon code that's available until tomorrow, right? Wanted, I'm going to tape it over here. woman.com. So if you're just tuning in, go ahead and drop your question in the chat. All registrants for Wanted Woman Live get their questions answered here live and in living color, right? So go ahead and drop your questions in the chat. Okay? I'm coming back over to the chat in a second. I'm just typing this over here on the IG, right? What do you struggle the most with? Drop in the chat. What do you struggle the most with? Is it the belief that you can connect with a great man on your level, high quality man? Is it the belief that love is actually available to you? Is it you believe that you have to perform in order to be worthy of love? Is it no one else is coming, so you're going to hold on to this semi situation? What are some of the beliefs that you struggle with around love? Now, I have this, right? So last January, we did a 3-day intensive, 2-day intensive on how to attract quality men, right? And what's pretty cool is that one of our ladies that attended this, she's in an amazing relationship and she had given up on love. She's like, you know what? If it comes, it comes. I don't know. I'm going to just be traveling the world. And she surely did meet an amazing man that lives on the other coast that says he's not moving for her, but is surely moving to the East Coast and will be closer. Right? And she's over 50. For some of you, you might be believing that it's too late. These beliefs are not serving you. They're not. We had a bride this past year get married for the first time at the age of 52, and no, she's not a skinny toothpick, right? We have all of these beliefs that are not serving us. They're not serving us at all. At all. So for some of you, I know that you're like, well, what is this Wanted Woman Live? What does this event look like, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up a quick video for you to be able to see the vibe of what we do each and every year. Okay. What being an introvert, I'm a nerd geek. Is there anyone that will accept me as such? Yes, girl. Yes. I'll tell you right now, the same person I was just talking about, she loves anime. She loves everything techie, IT, she keeps to herself. So, yes, there is someone that will accept you exactly how you are. Yes, yes, yes. All right, let's see if I can play this properly and share my sound. In the meantime, y'all could share other beliefs that have you've been struggling with. Play this.
I'm from Central Florida, and this is my second time live. I serve as a partner and development manager. As a professional woman, I'm always busy trying to do everything for everyone. I've learned that I can take the time for me, that it's okay to be vulnerable, and surround yourself with other wonderful women who experience the same things that you're going through.
Oftentimes, we're choosing chaos instead of peace. I want you to have a peaceful environment. So, this weekend is really about releasing old patterns, restoring emotional clarity, and receiving love without sacrificing peace.
I am from South Carolina. This is my first time at Wanted Woman Live, and it has been an amazing experience. The things that I've taken away has been literally life-changing.
What's blocking you from the very thing that you want is your mind.
I'm from Houston, Texas, and I am a project manager, and this is my third Wanted Woman Live attendance. It's always a sense of family.
This has been priceless. Every aspect of my life has been touched by being a part of this community.
This is my second time coming to this event. It is magnificent, it is awesome, and it is life-changing.
Coach Cass, you are truly a gift from God.
They inspire me every time we get together.
The things that I have learned has been game changing.
If you want to work on yourself, you got to invest in yourself. You got to join a community that's going to help you. They're going to give you the tools that you need to be the best version of you.
There is a NA. So here's the thing. You know who the captain is? The captain is you. The crew does not judge the orders that you provided.
We're busy, we're living our lives, raising our families. This community is here for you, here for me, even sometimes when I wasn't there for myself.
What I've learned here, the skills are transferable with my friends and at work. So it's working, baby. It's working.
This has been an amazing weekend where women's lives were changed. And what is so beautiful is that you can do the same thing too. Join us on our next adventure to join a community of women that care, to be able to level up in life and in love. Join us, sis, in paradise on the beaches of the world. I'm Coach Cass, America's go-to love doctor. I'm here to support you in love and in life. Yes. Oh my goodness. I love it. Now let's see if I can stop the share. Oh, look. I'm almost professional out here. I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right, y'all. So I promised you. Oh, it was stalling for you. Oh, that sucks. It was stalling for you. Anybody else? Was it stalling for y'all for the video? Oh, working on my internet connection. Somebody out here is gonna help me get my life together. I upgraded my office, and then I don't know if it was an upgrade, y'all. This I've been having nothing but problems. Got nice cameras, 2 screens, all the things. Okay, you got it. All right. Okay, so any last question before we leave? This was like our lunch break with Coach Cass, all right? Any last questions? Dating, relationship question. Thanks, Tiff. Any last question? um, we would love to have you, right? So if you're coming already, please do send this video to a girlfriend. Let her know that she needs to come on down, come on and join us. I'm going to say we have about 15 more VIP tickets, maybe one more platinum ticket. We would just love to have her, right? We'd love to have her. So who is this for? Professional women over 40. If you are 38, yes, you can round up. Some people are like, oh, but Coach Cass, I'm 37. Girl, it is fine. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, this is for the woman that wants to transform the love area of her life. This is for the woman that loves personal development and is always seeking self-help around business and doesn't do enough for herself. This is for the woman that loves a good girls trip and to connect with other amazing women. This is for a woman who knows in October it gets cold where she lives and wouldn't mind being by the beach. This is for the woman that is all good vibes and would just like to have a good time. This is for the woman that is fed up with what this dating and relationship scene has looked like and wants something different to happen. And I'll tell you, one woman, Terkeisha, came to Wanted Woman Live last year. She came to the mic, she asked her question, I answered it. And from there, she has gotten engaged since our last Wanted Woman Live. So there is transformation when you show up in the room, and we would love to have you. Okay. Good time. We're dancing. We're having a good time. We have the men's panel to be able to answer your question from a male perspective, because I do believe that is important. We have true, duly qualified experts that'll be joining us. So we have our neuroscientist, who is a neuroscience performance coach, helping high executive professional women up level in their mindset, not only around love, but then also in business. And as you heard in the testimonial, most of our women, they have gotten promotions since joining us. They have gotten in great relationships. They've had hard conversations with family, loved ones. So, it's like, it's a good time, right? We have our trauma specialist, because what we know is that trauma lives in the body and the body keeps score. And how do we release that trauma, right? We have me. I am a certified matchmaker, right? I am a certified love coach. I'm certified in a whole lot of other things. But really and truly, what we want to do is to come alongside you to have you take 2.5 days away just for you, which you don't do very often. So I love it, right? Shonda, we'd love to have you at Wanted Woman Live. Go ahead and use that July 4th code. We'd love to have you. App question: why are the men so dry? Like they have no conversation. Girl, you just got to keep going, right? So if you keep running into these dry men, one thing you can always say is like, I'm looking for someone to match my energy, so I bid you farewell, right? And if he comes back with the good energy, then he comes back with the good energy. If he does not, you just keep moving. You just keep it moving. And so it is. Like, yes, they are dry. But just think about it. Most people who are on the apps, a lot of people don't want to be on the app, or maybe their girlfriend got them on the app, or their child got them on the app, or their friend got them on the app. And so, it's just like if they don't have great conversation, don't converse. Say, you know what? I'm looking for somebody to match my energy. Farewell, sir. After you've given some good energy, don't be dry back and say match my energy. You understand what I'm saying? Yes, woosah, woosah. It's gonna be all right. Yes, keep hope alive, girl. Yes, Astrid. Join us for Wanted Woman Live, girl. So I really would love for y'all to join us. How do you date knowing he's dating others as well as you and you see him out on the dates? Listen, you should be dating too. Okay? I am a equal date people person. Gone are the days, right? Gone are the days where you date a man, you go on one date and then he's your man and then you just dating him. Stop that. Right? Like, stop that. We need to filter. We need to sift. We need to look at conversations, connections, and cadence. Right? The 3 C's. We're going to make a whole thing out of that. Right? So, conversations, connections, and cadence. This is what we need to see at first. So, if he don't got those 3 C's, we're not moving forward. Right? So, we want you to date multiple people. You got to take good notes. But that's how you end up spending, not wasting your time. So we have a paid membership in which we support them all throughout the year. The Wanted Woman Live is October 2nd through the 5th, right? It's October 2nd through the 4th. Sorry. You fly in on October 1st to FLL, right? And then you fly out on October 4th after 1 p.m. So that's a Sunday. So you're really just missing one day of work, right? That's it. One day of work. You deserve to be off, okay? And if you can't take off, you got the wrong job, girl. I need you to get a new job. If you just got a new job, be like, you know what? I forgot that I already had this pre-scheduled. That's what you got to say in the interview. And that's what you got to say when you get the job, right? That part, right? So you go to wantedwomanlive.com and use the code July 4th. That's available till tomorrow, y'all. So you get $150 off with that. Okay. So y'all should come, period. So I want you to date more than one person. One of our ladies, we have an amazing membership called the Real Love Network that we support women year round in their journey with love. And with the Real Love Network, what's cool is one of the ladies shared in our private app that, like one guy wasn't working out. But what's cool is she had somebody else she was talking to. So she didn't obsess over that last guy. What is he doing? What is he thinking? What does he want? It don't matter because we have options. And so sometimes the problem is you haven't created enough options. So you hear pining over dude number 1 when there's dude 2 through 4 that you should be talking to, right? So let's forget dude number 1 if he's not acting right. So if the conversation is dry, goodbye. Hello, dude number 2. We got to get a little bit better at this moving on. I'm moving on. However that song go, right? That moving on song. We got to move on. Move. Get out the way because the blessing is coming. The blessing is a remix. The blessing is coming. Okay. All right. We overtime here, y'all. Did y'all enjoy this? Did y'all love this? If you got an email, make sure to respond to the email and tell us how much you loved this. Share this link with a girlfriend that needs to see it. Go ahead and grab your girls. If you have 5 or more, yes, you get a group discount. We would love to have you join us for Wanted Woman Live. We have about 15 more spots for VIP, maybe one more for Platinum. So, general admission, and I'll take you over to the website. That's what I'll do before we leave. So, we'll take you over to wantedwomanlive.com, right? So we share this screen. Do y'all like the website? We're always looking to improve, right? So you're successful in business. So why does love still feel like the one area you cannot figure out? Man, have you ever felt like that? Have you ever felt like, what in the world is happening to my life right now? Why is this not working out for me? You've mastered your career. People still depend on you. You've checked every box, yet love still feels like the puzzle that will not solve. It does not have to stay that way. It's not too late for you, right? So women travel in from all across the country. I had somebody say, but I'm in Atlanta. Yeah, girl, you could come to Florida. That's an hour and a half flight. We got people come from California. We got people who come from Mississippi. We got people Alabama, from New York, from New Jersey, from Texas, from Ohio. We got people coming from a lottie dottie, and everybody come from everywhere. It's October 2nd through the 4th, Fort Lauderdale, right? So you put in your information there to get pricing. So success does not automatically prepare you for healthy love, right? How many of us know that's true, right? Many high achieving women become exceptional at solving everyone else's problems while quietly abandoning their own. Eventually, you start asking the questions you never say out loud. Why do I keep attracting the wrong men? Why do relationships feel so exhausting? Why am I successful everywhere except here? Is something wrong with me? The answer is no. Simply, you were never taught a different way. You click here to get pricing. If you are wondering whether you missed your window, read this. You looked around and quietly believed the love stories happen for other women, younger women, women with less on their plate. So you keep pouring into your career, your family, everyone but you, and you stop picturing yourself in the story at all. Here's the truth: the greatest love of your life can still be ahead of you. Come on, y'all. And so these are two interviews I did, one with Stacy that had never been married, right? Age 52. And then this is Turkisha, who's engaged after attending the last Wanted Woman Live, right? So those are two specific interviews I wanted you to watch, right? So we want you to learn how to stop choosing emotionally unavailable partners, break the relationship patterns that you've kept repeating, communicate your needs with confidence, build standards without building walls, create love that supports your purpose instead of competing with it, right? So information is not enough. Transformation happens here through the experience. You spend a couple days with us at the beach where we just literally give you real coaching so you could have a real breakthrough, right? We have a really good time. And yes, the men's panel will return, right? So 3 days, one new chapter. The opening day, this is why you want to get in on Thursday, because you do not want to fly in for this long day, right? So we have sessions, live coaching, you meet the community, you identify the patterns that have been keeping you stuck, how to date, how to enhance your relationship, how to get out of your own way. We have a beautiful soiree with light bites, right? Ocean, looking at the intercoastal, right? Then we get into the deeper work. We have live coaching with me. We have our success panel. We have our men's panel with communication workshops, right? This is going to be really hands-on to practice, because what I know is that these conversations prove to be hard for a lot of y'all, right? And then we do our sunrise release, our beach release, right? And then you release what's heavy to the ocean, and then you get on your flight and get on your way. For our platinum, we have a breakfast right after this, right? So you walk in stuck and you walk out clear. So I've tried everything till I finally understand why I've kept choosing unavailable men. I've always put everyone else first till I know how to prioritize myself without guilt. I don't know if lasting love is possible. I know exactly what healthy love looks like, right? So this is a sisterhood, not a seminar. So Tina, after 19 years of marriage, I thought I knew who I was, but I was just who everyone else needed me to be. This weekend reminded me I'm worth fighting for. She also was able to get over her husband, her ex-husband that she had been holding on to and pining after, right? So Dawn, my first Wanted Woman Live, taught me I should choose peace over chaos. That one shift changed everything in my business and my life. That's why I come back again. Listen, so Ross said, I travel a lot and I usually come home the same woman. This time I walked in and saw my whole attitude change. I felt loved. I finally felt understood what that meant. It was real healing for me. And Ra got in a great relationship after attending, right? Alexandria, I walked in doubting my worth in business. I left with a whole new mindset and actionable items into my love life and my real life. Like literally, these women are changing their entire lives. So this weekend is for you if you're over 40. Yes, it's okay if you're 37. You could round up. It's okay if you're over 50. It's okay if you're over 60 and quietly wondering if your best love is behind you. It's not. You're tired of succeeding everywhere except in love. You're done attracting emotionally unavailable men. You want relationships that feel peaceful instead of stressful. You know your next level requires becoming the woman who can actually receive healthy love, right? So I'm Coach Cass. I've been featured on a lot of stuff. I'm a best-selling author. I'm married, right? Like I literally believe that when love is at the base, everything else falls in place. And if nothing changes, next October looks exactly like this one. So if you want to change your life before cuffing season, before matching pajama season, before spring and hot girl summer, you need to come with us for this oceanfront reset in sunny South Florida. Okay. It's October 2nd through the 4th, right? So here are all the Q&As. Do you need to be dating right now? No. Can you be in a relationship and come? Can married folk come? Yes. Can you come alone? Yes. Is this religious? Listen, I'm Christian, so I'm going to talk about Jesus, but it is a faith friendly event, right? I wouldn't say it's a Christian event, but I'm Christian, so it comes out. Where is it? October 2nd through the 4th in Hollywood, Florida. How do you book a hotel room? Right here. We have a special rate. Who's the event for? It's for ambitious, successful women, single CEOs, women with drive that want to build a healthy love life. When does it event start? On Friday morning, 9 a.m. Right? How do you get there? You could take a Uber from the airport, FLL, right? Do you need to rent a car? No. What if you need special seating? We need at least 2 months advance notice. Are there meals included? Depending on your tier. Is your ticket refundable? No, but it is transferable until August 26th. Do you offer group discounts? Yes. You just have to email us to get more info. Can you upgrade your ticket to VIP if you got general admission? Yes. What happens after you make your purchase? You get an email, right? And we have your name on schedule. If you have other questions, you just go to info@inspiremany.com and email us. Okay. All right. So, did I walk y'all through or did I walk y'all through everything that this event is? Right? Did y'all get it? Did y'all get it? Goodness gracious, right? So if you got your ticket to Wanted Woman Live, I'm super excited for you. I'm happy that y'all joined us here. Anybody else that's registered for Wanted Woman Live have a question, right, regarding the event or regarding love, dating, relationship? I'll take one more question since y'all stayed on for this time, right? Did y'all like this lunch break with Coach Cass? If so, drop a yes in the chat. Drop a yes in the chat. I'm so excited that you came through, right? So the questions that we've answered here today: how do you really make a long distance relationship work? How do you really date him knowing that he's dating other people? Um, how do you really look at someone who's been married over 2 times? And then how do you deal with men who have dry conversation on apps? So those are the questions that we have addressed here. And then I also spoke on a couple of topics. I think the topics were, you already know what it is or what he is, so why are you still here? And then the other is chasing the chemistry, missing the partnership. So we covered a whole lot today in this lunch break. Okay. So you can go ahead and watch the replay, send it to a girlfriend. I would love for y'all to join us. Okay. Yeah. So I might do this again. Just make sure that you're on our email list so you don't miss out on it. Right. So you go to wantedwomanlive.com, click get pricing, put your information in, and then you're immediately on our email list, as well as finding out the different tiers. I think we have about 15 seats left for VIP and maybe one left for platinum. Okay. All right, y'all. See you guys later. Much love, many blessings. Bye bye. I love it.